50 Shades of Grey. Oh, let's do hashtag 50 Shades. Hashtag 50 Shades. Okay. Yeah, this is this is uh this is a chick flick. But hey, if they like it, I love it, right? They like it, I love it. Okay. So 50 Shades of Grey after 30 minutes. All right. 50 Shades of Grey after 30 minutes. So, okay. He says, I gotta let you go. I'm not the man for you. Breaks her heart, right? This is their first, what you call it. They go out for coffee. She says, he's like, are you romantic? I mean, if I'm an American English lit major, kind of have to be. Can't do this. Let's end this right now. Gotta let you go. He says, I gotta let you go. I'm not the man for you, right? Touches her face. She was like, goodbye, Mr. Gray. So she goes to storm off or whatever, right? So after their coffee date, it then cuts to the girls like, she's in finals, she about to go graduation and whatnot. So she goes to finals, graduation. She goes to take off, whatchamacallit. What she do? No, they're taking the finals, whatever. So he's like, yeah, pencils down, put your finals paper in the back. You'll get your grades in about 2 weeks. So her and Kate are in the same class. Kate gets up, comes over to her. She's like, how you just in third? I forget what exactly she asked, but she was like, I'm good. Why would I feel any other type of way? Like, I'm all right. So Kate was like, we're going to party so hard tonight, this and the third. So then what do they do? They, so they talk about them partying or whatever. So then, uh, fast forward to them like getting ready. They're drinking their wine and getting ready in the mirror and this and the third. Um, then she's like, "Oh, the cab's here, whatever." So Kate goes to the front and she's like, "Oh, Anna, you got a package." So the package, when Kate like opens it up, and she opens up the package and she starts saying whatever, like, oh, da 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 da. And what's her name? Her name is Anna. Anna finishes the quote and she was like, oh, that quote is from Tess da 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 da, some author or whatever. She's like, oh, that's a quote from such and such. And so she was like, um, so she opens the package and she was like, oh, these are first edition copy books. Like, you know, if you ever seen, what show I'm talking about, the guy at the bookstore, you know who Joe. Joe like books. Joe, Joe like books. Joe put the book together. But the first edition copy of a book is a whole thing, right? So she's like, these are first edition copies of the book. It is a third. Da da da. She's like, I can't accept this. I can't accept these or whatever. So then Kate was like, the cab's outside. So it's like, they gotta go to the party. So they go to the party. It's like, it's Kate. You see Jose. Oh, I forgot to mention this. So after the photo shoot, they're walking down the hall, and Christian does ask her. He was like, uh, "Is that your boyfriend?" And she was like, "Who?" She was like, "Jose." She's like, "Nah, he's like family." Trying to she bro zoned him. She friend zoned him. He don't even know this. Okay, that's foreshadowing. But anyway, he was like, okay. He was like, what about? He was like, what about the guy at what you work with? She's like, Paul. She's like, no. She's like, so he throwing the little testers and fillers out there, like, all right, that was before they went to coffee. Then he broke her heart already. I'm not the man for you. I gotta let you go. Goodbye, Mr. Gray. So she leaves. Then then it's the whole test thing. Then she gets the books. Then they go to, she's like, all right, well, the cab's here. So then they go to the party. Now, they was drinking pre-game. They was pre-gaming before the party. So they get to the party. Um, Now, again, this is not the best acting. It's not the best acting. It's not terribly bad. It's reminding me of like James Bond. James Bond is a man's movie. It got the pretty bitches, it got cars, airplanes, tanks, They got fly shit. This is a chick flick. So this is like the acting's not great, but it's not bad. So she's supposed to be drunk, So she's at or let me say, inebriated. She's inebriated. They were pre-gaming before they went. They get there, they're still drinking. Jose's there, but she tells Kate, "Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to this and third. Boom, boom." Now, one of the things, if you ever been drinking, once you go to the bathroom at one time, that's the whole thing. Anyway, she goes to the bathroom. She goes to the bathroom. Now, there's a line, of course, right? There's always a line for the bathroom. So she's just standing in the line for the bathroom. And then so she has a flip phone, right? She has a flip phone. She opens the phone up, and then so she has a flip phone, bro. This movie was shot in 2015. I don't know what year this is, but she has a flip phone, bro. Very analog and very this and the third. So she flips the phone open, and then she's like, she goes to his contact. Now, when she goes to his contact, what did she say? Oh, she goes to delete his contact, right? But then, next thing you know, she goes up and she actually calls. Now, mind you, she's a little drunk or whatever. So she goes to call him, and then he was like, "Yo, you been drinking?" She was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're so overbearing and da 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 da. You're so bossy." So she started mocking him. This is not a good. She doesn't do a very good impersonation. But she was like, "Oh, you're just pushing me away, and you're like, come here, and you're like, let's go for coffee, and da 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 da." So she said she does that whole type of the banter. She does that, and then he's like, "Where are you?" He's like, "You need to go home." Right? So she calls him, and he was like typing at his computer or whatever, and he's like, "You need to go home." And she was like, "Oh, you're just so demanding, and you're push and pull." She's I forget her exact little whatchamacallit, but she does an impersonation. It's not really good, but again, she's supposed to be acting as if she's drunk, and the whole push and pull thing. So she does something along those lines. But then she says, I forget how she ends the conversation, but then she's like, what she say after this? She says, damn, I forget how she ended the conversation. Damn, I forget how she ended the conversation, but she basically like, he basically told her like, "Yo, you need to go home," and then she's like, "No, this ain't there. And, yeah, you always pushing and pulling and always demanding, da da da, boom boom." She hangs up on him, and then she look at the girl next to her. She's like, "Yeah, I told him, right, or whatever." Then he calls her back, and he was like, "Stay where you are. I'm coming to get you." Right? I don't know how he figures this out, but anyway, so she goes back into the party. And then, well, she goes outside. When she goes outside, Jose comes outside and he gives her jacket or whatever. And then he's like, "Oh, here's your jacket." She's like, "Thank you, this ain't third." She been drinking. She's like, "Yeah, no, this ain't." He's like, "Yeah, I've been waiting for the perfect time, the right moment to do this." And she was like, "Whoa, whoa, do what? What's going on?" And he was like, "I really like you." She's like, "No, no, 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 don't." It's one of the, "No, don't tell me you like me. Don't just say that." So he's like, "Yeah, I just one kiss." She's like, "No, no, no." And then, so at this moment, at the right time, of course, it's just movie vibes. At this time, at this moment, um, Christian Grey does, like, he was like, "Bro, she said leave her alone." So he breaks it up and he pushes Jose, and then Jose like, "Dang, bro." No, he don't say nothing, but Jose just like looks and he walks away. Um, then she throws up, and uh, yeah, I forget the next little whatchamacallit, but then she basically like, she throws up. That's one. After she throws up, she basically faints. So, oh, she, she like, he's like, "I'm taking you home." She was like, "I came with Kate," and he was like, She's with my brother." Um, and so then he goes over there to her brother and Kate, and she was like, "Well, what did Kate say?" She said, "I need to be on my best behavior." She threatened me to be on my best behavior. She's like, she threatened you this and third. And then she says something, and then then she like passes. She faints. She passes out. Um, so then, if you look at the two shorts that I just whatchamacallit, that's where the next one, she was like, she wakes up in the bed, and then it's like I don't know what the little whatchamacallits were, but it was like two little trays, and it had a note beside each one. One said "Eat me," the other one said "Drink me." So she takes the "Eat me," the little pills or whatever, and then um, she drinks the like orange juice, and then he comes in. So he wasn't there when she woke up, but then he comes back in, and then he starts telling her, and she's like, "Yo, you undressed me." He was like, "I kind of had to. Like, what else was I supposed to do? I had no other choice." And she was like, "Where'd you?" She was like, "Where'd you sleep?" And he was like, "Right next to you." And she was like, "Did we just?" He was like, "No." You know what I'm saying? So he was like, he said, "I'm not into necrophilia." So, and not sure if that was the exact. Well, I don't. Okay, like, okay, if you don't, yeah, I'm not sure if that's the exact. Maybe it could be, usage of the words, the correct usage of the word. Maybe it was, maybe, whatever. But he was, I'm not into that. Then she's like, he was like, yeah, it was like a novelty for me too. He was like, I don't really do that or whatever. So um, he was like, Taylor, he said Taylor and Elliot. Taylor got the clothes. Elliot, somebody else had brought like her extra set of clothes. And anyway, they had this little back and forth, and he was like, then that's the part you see when he take the shirt off, and he was like, he's like, you shouldn't get drunk like that, and this and the third, boom, boom. And he was like, if you were mine, you wouldn't be able to sit for like a week. And then she was like, what? So, but that's when he like crawls on the bed, and he bites her, whatever she was eating. Um, Now I'm just gonna note this because I noted it the first time. This is the second time. So the first time, like I actually said it, like she asked her friend, like she asked Kate, like, "Yo, do you want something to eat?" And then I'm about to make a sandwich. Her friend was like, "No." Then when she gets into the kitchen, she makes the sandwich. Kate is like, I am getting kind of hungry and change her mind, and then takes the sandwich out her hand and eats the sandwich. And then like this time, he was like, if you were mine, you would be able to sit for like a week. She was like, what? He crawls on the bed, and he takes a bite of whatever she was eating, and he's like, I got to shower. So there's that part. He's like, if you were mine, just like that, boom, boom. He says that. Then, but after that, he walks into the bathroom to go take a shower or whatever, and then she's like, why am I here? And he was like, because I'm incapable of leaving you alone. She was like, then don't. So there she's right there. She's already she ready. She just it's how do I say this? She's just like, okay, here. How do I if he want her, she basically, because it's one of those like, it's if he want, like, it's now been like a couple times. Well, it's the coffee thing, and basically she hasn't really call it, but he, like, if he touch her face or he just what if he does something, if he want her, she giving it up. She trying to give it up. That's what she trying to do. So he was like, I'm incapable of leaving you alone. She's like, then don't, you know. So then it go from there. Uh, I think he sits beside her on the bed or something like that. Then he touches her face, and then she ready. She ready to just. She done closed her eyes and she ready to just. It's like So then what happened from there? Oh, but he gets up and he goes into the shower. So he leave her and she's just like, he leave her deflated again. He leaves her deflated again. And then she gets out. I guess she like gets ready or whatever. And he's like, you look beautiful. And she's like, Taylor has good taste and this and there. So that's that's 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes into the movie. So yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, okay, okay, okay. This is the one thing he said. He was like, when he sat on the bed and he sat next to her, he was like, I'm not romantic. And then he says, I'm not romantic. And he was like, my interests are very singular. She was like, enlighten me. Okay, okay. These are the, how do I say? These are the little whatever to like, okay. Again, I never read these books. Um, or anything of whatever. Like, so it's the interest of it, or the not the interest of it, but the this, the you may know of this and the third, dabble in those type of things, right? So, um, I'm just gonna just speak, my opinion just for a little bit freely, but in a sense of, um, it's one of those. If you was interested in it, right, and then like, okay, how would you phrase it, or how would you get it started, or um, to see if she's interested, or if she could possibly whatever, right? So like, he isn't exactly telling her, but he's like, yeah, I'm not romance isn't my thing. I'm not with the romantic whole thing. I'm not trying to be doing X, Y, and Z. Um, However, she's like, enlighten me, So she wants something. She's interested though. She's interested in that regard. So from there, it's like, so there's one. Um, she is like, you can tell, like, she's interested into, like, she's attracted to him. She's attracted to him. So that's one part. Um, and so that's the other part of whatever kind of sort of maybe like he was interested in maybe trying or doing X, Y, and Z, and just seeing how things go. Like, cause she said he's like, I'm used to getting my way, and she was like, that must get boring. Well, so um, maybe not, or how you like certain things, or you just like uh, you were just like, like, I mean, I think that's just one part of like any man, right? You want, because they talk about that a lot. A submissive woman, or this and the third. So I need a little baby who gonna listen. That's Kodak. No, Kodak not even a camera. Some little Yachty, Yo Lottie not even a boat. Whatever. That was another little joke. But anyway, um, so just being in a space and of it, just like whatever you say goes. That I think most whatchamacallit would just want that regardless anyway, right? Whatever you say goes, and there's no question behind it. It's just like, this is what's supposed to happen, and you know what I'm saying, those type of things. So that's just whatchamacallit. So that's 30 minutes of the movie. That's 30 minutes of the movie. We're gonna go ahead and continue the rest of this joint.